Being a good leader means you have to be a listener and also know where you're going. And you have to be able to have a positive attitude if it's really going to work. Fortunately, Jody was born with a positive attitude. Kind of why I first went out with her, too.
At the end of the day, I went back to my roommate and I said, I am never going out with that guy again.
She had a gleam in her eye and was always smiling.
So I agreed to go out with him one more time. And it turned out to be a great date. Well, Alan and I both love caramel corn.
There was nothing like that here.
My husband said, well, if you feel that strongly about it, do something about it. So we did.
It wasn't until recipe 21 that I had anything edible. And it was finally by recipe 53 that we said, yep, we got it.
It took a few years to put it together, but we now have 2 stores at the oceanfront, and we are shipping all over the state of Virginia.
The great part about making jobs and having new people come here is that they bring something great to it and make it even better.
Ultimately, it's going to be small businesses that are going to drive the Virginia economy. They're a huge part of the economy now, and I believe they're going to be bigger and bigger as time goes on. But you have to have a great team, and you have to be able to get people to work together on a solution. You know, during each of the administrations, both Warner and Kane, the real key to the success was getting different parts of state government to work together on solutions.
Her message is clear, and if you're working with her, you know where you're going, why you're going there, and why it's great for everybody to get there. And she listens very well. That's what makes it work.
When Governor Kane and I determined that the right thing to do in 2008 was invest in our infrastructure and make sure that we began construction projects all over the Commonwealth to do 2 things: to put people to work in 2008 and 2009 when we saw the economy slowing down, and also to build the buildings that we're going to need to educate the workforce of the future. And ultimately, we got it passed unanimously by both the House and the Senate. But it didn't just happen. It was a lot of long hours working with their staffs and members of the General Assembly to make that happen.
Team players have to be leaders and listeners. You've got to be able to improvise in an open field run. Jody does that extremely well. It's part of her personality. Whether it's been from, as a kid, playing on teams or being involved with student government, to being a mom and having to pick people up and patch them up, at the same time as working within large organizations and making the job go forward.
There's no manual. You can't open a book and say, okay, here's the 1, 2, 3, 4 of how to do it. You have to feel your way.
Why should Jody run for lieutenant governor? Who else would you want for lieutenant governor? You want someone in state government who has proven leadership skills, but more importantly, isn't going to promise things you can't have.
And there are a lot of things that we need to do to continue to move Virginia forward. And that's why I'm running for lieutenant governor, because the job is not over. We have a lot that we still have to accomplish.